Hey, and welcome to the Tarot Forecast. Oh my goodness, we had a power outage, and so I hope to start it at 6 o'clock East Coast time, but I wasn't able to, so we're running a little bit late. We'll wait to see until some people start coming on. Oh, hello. We are up. Hi, Danielle. So again, we had a power outage in the Dominican. So I'm hoping we can get through all this without another power outage. So I'm just trying to get the light going. All right. So what we're going to do is, I'm wondering, we're just waiting for a couple more people to join in. Here we go. Here's a bunch of people. Hi, Marta and Cindy, and we have Danielle and Kenny and and soon we should be, I know we should be having Shayna soon. Judy, good to see you. We had a power outage here. Otherwise, I would have, Sophie, okay. Dwayne and Marty, welcome. Judith, welcome. Okay. All right, so I'm just shuffling the cards, getting ready. We had a power outage in the Dominican, and so I wasn't able to start on time, so I apologize. Hi, Linda. Yay, hey. Okay, Lindy. Lindy came on. Let's see. So let me tell you a little bit about what we're going to do tonight. This might take a little longer than the usual. What we're going to do is we're going to divide the year into 3 parts. We're going to say beginning, basically, hi, Janet, January to April. Then we're going to talk about the middle of the year, May to August, and then the end of the year, September to December. We're going to talk about personally how it goes. Hello. Personally how it's going to go for us. Now, remember, we're talking about a lot of different people. Shana, there you are. Good to see you. We're going to be talking about a lot of people. So some things you may relate to and some things you won't. But we're going to talk about personal first. Remember, beginning of the year, middle of the year, end of the year. Then we're going to talk about things on a national forefront. We're going to talk a little bit about politics. And I've had a couple people ask me some specific questions. But I do ask you, do not get political on the feed. There are people from different political belief systems here. And let's all play nice and just keep our opinions to ourselves. Okay? All right. With that said, we're going to talk a little bit about the financial world, the globe, then globally. How does it look globally? And then spiritually, how does it look for us spiritually in 2019? We're going to talk, then I'm going to ask my guides to talk a little bit about climate change and about the eclipses. We have an eclipse today. Actually, it's kind of going on now. And then we have, that's a solar eclipse. And then we have a lunar eclipse at the end of the month. And so we're going to talk about that. I'm not up on the eclipses, so I've asked my guides to fill in. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start with, remember, we're going to talk about beginning, middle, and end of the year. We're going to start with personal. What I'm going to do is hey, Maureen, good to see you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 2 cards for each part of the year, and we're going to talk about from a personal perspective first. Okay, hi, Neil, good to see you. So this is the 2019 forecast. We're starting with we're going to have 3 sections, the beginning of the year, the middle of the year, and the end of the year. Figure January to April, May to August, September to December. Hi, Roy, how you doing? We're going to look at it on a personal level, a national level, financial level, global level, spiritual level, and then I'm going to channel a little bit about climate change and the eclipses. When we talk about the politics, I do ask that you keep your opinions to yourself and not post anything political on the feed. All right, so let's start with personal first. What do we have for the beginning of the year, and then the middle of the year on a personal level, and then on the end of the year on a personal level? All right. Well, it's interesting. We are in a hangman year, and if you're interested in how that affects us tarot numerologically, you can look. There's both a blog and a YouTube, 16-minute YouTube, as a matter of fact, where I've gone into great detail. But how does this talk to us personally? In the beginning of the year, we may find ourselves saying we need more private time, we need more alone time. You're going to feel a pull towards spiritual study and gaining wisdom. If you're dealing with any addictions or codependency, that's going to come to a head, and it's going to get ugly if you don't take care of it. The beginning of the year, you may find you're not feeling the get up and go, the passion to go forward. It's going to be more like the arrow being pulled back. There's a little bit of tension there, but what are you supposed to be doing? Don't focus on the tension, focus on where you're aiming that arrow. And so you may be in a little bit of a time in action in the beginning of the year. Remember, that's January to April. Middle of the year things seem to really lighten up. They seem to move forward. We have the Six of Wands and the Ten of Cups. If you know anything about Tarot, these are fabulous cards. The Six of Wands is feeling success, victory, moving forward. Also could be some travel. Now we're in the middle of the year now. This is basically May to August. You may be doing some travel. Also family reunions, happy family. But this is also the happy family card, the dream come true card, everything being as it should card. And so personally, you may find that the time you spent in the beginning of the year looking at your life, what do you want your life to be? Taking some inward time, doing some spiritual study pays off in the middle of the year with some successes. Hey, Val, Linda, Lori, Peggy, Tracy, Jessica, did I get everybody? I think so. Okay, then at the end of the year, we have death upside down. Now that doesn't mean, and we have the Four of Pentacles upside down. That doesn't mean you're going to live forever, but the end of the year, you may find, the end of the year, remember, is September to December. You may find that you go inward again. Now, in general, 2019 is an inward year, and so you're going to go inward again. You're going to say, "Whoa, let's not finish projects to the end. Let's make sure that we spend the time and make sure we go into the depth that we want." But also the Four of Pentacles upside down, that's a great money card. And I'm hoping we'll see that also in the financial. That's a card of also not feeling that you need to hold back, not feeling that you need to hold everything in. It's a very open, giving, and loving card. So let's just review personal. Beginning of the year, that's January to April. We're going to be looking at need for study, need for quiet time, need for alone time, not feeling like a high passionate time. You may be on hold. Remember, just focus on where you want to go. Don't focus on the tension of being on hold. Middle of the year, which is May to August, we're going to be finding success, happy camper, really coming to a strong fruition of things that we were planning. So the summer seems really exciting. And then the end of the year, we go back into a time of making sure that we've accomplished everything that we've hoped to. And then also, it's very loving, very giving, not feeling like you need to be not feeling like you need to hold back, really feeling like you can be yourself. And so I feel that personally, what you're going to find is you're going to be on a journey to introspection, expression, and then release. It really looks good. Okay, so now let's look on a national level. Let's see what we can see might be happening on a national level. This is pretty much politics, whatever's going on in the United States. That would be our national. So for those of you out of the country, I apologize. We're going to look at United States now. All right, so I'm going to pull two cards. What's going on nationally for the beginning of the year, what's going on nationally in the middle of the year, what's going on nationally at the end of the year. All right, remember we said we're not going to post political things on the commentary. I appreciate that. Oh, so we have David and Richard joined us. No, William joined us. William, are you still out of the country? Last I saw you were in the Philippines, I think. Okay, so politically, well, nationally, let's say that. It shows we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is upside down. Personal sounds also. I agree, Peggy. Now, world-wise, I think it's going to take a couple months to actually resolve. I think that we're going to be looking at late February before we resolve this government shutdown. So I feel, I apologize for anyone that's going through that. I feel that We are just not able to see past our differences, especially towards the beginning of that January, February timeframe. March and April, we're really looking at budgetary issues. And I think that we're going to find that we're spending more money than we have. Somebody asked me to look into, does it look like the wall is going to be built? And to be quite honest, there's so many definitions of the wall. But when I ask, will there be feeling that of success for those that want that? Will they be feeling successful? I don't think so. Will the people that don't want it be feeling successful over that? I think that they feel that they've just kicked the can down the road. And so I'm not seeing a resolution on that, but I'm not seeing resolution either way. Okay, so nationally, I think it's going to take us a while. We'll look at financially to see how the stock market is going to go, but we're really tied up in money stuff nationally. Now, I have to say then we get the Ace of Cups middle of the year and the Five of Swords. And I feel that we're going to see more disgraces happening, but also I'm going to see a movement towards, I think we're going to see a movement towards accepting. I think that you may find that that there's going to be a lifting of any leftover restrictions or anything that's happened recently for gay marriages. I think the transgender will get some wins we're talking middle of the year, that's May to August. But I think that you may find that it's a give and take. It's like kind of like an Indian Game of Thrones. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Kim. So I think that, how do I word this? I think it's going to be trade-off. So I think they're going to say, we'll give you this, but we're going to take that. And I think that you're going to see, though, that there's going to be some, in the middle of 2019, there's going to be some criminal charges, but it's not going to be what so again, we go politically, we have both sides of the here. So I guess I'll just say it straight. I think that what you're going to find is that there's going to be a lot of criminal charges against administration, but I would not see an impeachment or something like that at this time. I do feel that there will be a new king in power, though, so to speak. And so you may find that the people that are in power now, another person, another group or individual comes into power, but I wouldn't necessarily say that that's better. Oh, hi, Gigi. We lost power, so we got started late. So the middle of the year, I just see as kind of give and take, but a little bit of what's that expression, Indian giving, when we would give and then take back. Okay. End of year for us nationally. We have the Six of Pentacles upside down and the Ace of Pentacles. I feel towards the end of the year, we're going to find that the markets, the global market increases, and that helps our market. But I feel that you're going to find that there could be some reductions to some of our charitable events, charitable organizations. I feel that there could be, again, an attack towards Social Security and Medicare. I would not see in 2019 anyway anything happening with Medicare for all or anything like that. I don't think we'd expect that, but I'm not seeing that. I think that, as a matter of fact, there could be further degradation of some of our help that we give those in need. This is the scoop. We're going to look at national, and we're going to look at, there's going to be highs and lows. I don't think there's going to be any winners or losers. I think that it's going to be a give and take, a little bit of each. Now let's look at the financial. Basically, I'm looking at the stock market or the basic financial picture, but I'm also going to look at it for most of us, like most of us are not in that rich money where we have tons of money in the market and we're totally affected by it. So I'm going to look at the market, but then I'm also going to look at personal. Okay, so I'm going to pull one card for market, one card for personal. Beginning of the year, middle of the year, end of the year. Okay, so market, beginning of the year, personal, beginning of the year. Market, middle of the year, personal, middle of the year. market end of the year, personal end of the year. Well, that looks better than I thought, I have to say. I feel that you're going to find by March or April, the market should start marching forward. I feel then you'll find around sometime late summer into September, the market then goes back down and then back up around November, December. So I would say this is not a time to play the market. It's still too volatile. I remember when I was doing the October and end of the year, from October to the end of the year, I saw 4,000 points and I said, that couldn't be right. And it actually went down 4,000 points. I feel that we may hit once again about 22,500 on the stock market, but I think that you may find by year's end it's 2,600. It could go up a little bit higher than that, but I don't think much higher than that. But again, up and down, up and down. Now here's the good news. Well, that's good news, right? But here's the even better news. When I look at our personal finances, that's you and me, the average Joe, it does show right now things are tight. I think that's going to continue until probably June. Around June, I see things lightening up, and I think that people aren't going to be as nervous and worried to spend money. I think also there could be, especially towards the middle to the end of the year, there may be some sort of a check that we receive. I'm not sure if it's kind of like one of those tax rebate checks or something. I don't know, some sort of a check that we go, but it seems to be less than $600. But that might make you say, oh, okay, I can spend that little bit of money, or I can buy my washing machine. Not that $600 buys a washing machine anymore, but you know what I mean. By the end of the year, I think we're feeling quite confident financially. And so I do see an end to this craziness as far as our everyday finances. But I think the market's going to continue to go up and down. I doubt it would go below the 22,000 mark. And I'd be surprised if it went past the 27,000. Am I using those numbers properly? I think I'm doing them properly. But anyway, oh, at Sears you can buy for 600. Yeah, not the one that we bought. We bought the one with. Anyway, okay, so that's it for finances. Much better than I was thinking. Let's look at globally. All right, so this is around the world. How do we foresee things going around the world in the beginning of the year? How's it going around the world? The middle of the year? How's it going around the world? The end of the year? How's it going around the world? You know, I think that the United States is going to fare better than around the world. I feel that you may find that in Britain, when the time comes for the Brexit, it is just a disaster. I'm sorry to see that, but the reason I say that is I have the Queen of Swords upside down, and then in the middle of the year I have the world upside down. That's not going to affect everyone in the world, though. I think that you'll find that some of the countries in Asia and in Indonesia, you know, in that Indo-Asian area, I think you'll find they'll be finding a recovery by middle of the year. I think that there's going to be some in this next couple of months, you may hear some false positives. Like you might hear things that are really positive, and then it ends up that was just somebody spinning. So I think that there's going to be some issues coming globally. But I do feel that by the end of the year, I think everything's going to be out in the light. Everybody's going to see the results. When I ask about it, I feel that I don't see North Korea doing anything crazy. I feel just defensive posturing. I do feel that, will Brexit really happen? Will they actually Brexit? You know, I am getting that it will not happen the way it's intended that it happens. But I get that the British Prime Minister is going to fall and not be respected or heard. And that could be the end of Brexit. I can't say it's not going to happen, but what I more likely would say is that it's not going to happen the way, if it does happen, it's not going to be as it's intended, and that it will be secret at first, the problem, and then it will come to light by March, I believe, March to June. I just think it's going to create it, because what they do it or not, either way, it's going to create a mess. What I'm seeing is the mess. And I am seeing a problem with the prime minister getting kind of voted out of power is the best way I can explain it. China, I feel, is very manipulative, and they are not going to be making it easy on us. And I feel that I don't see an end to the tariffs and stuff going on there by middle. There may be some reconciliation by the end of the year. Okay, spiritually. So how are we going to be doing spiritually? Spiritually, middle of the year. We're going to be doing spiritually at the end of the year. Okay, spiritually, I feel, remember I said that I feel in the beginning of the year, we're just going to feel this urge to go within, to not be social. And that's shown here with being out in the cold. I just feel like you're not going to feel connected spiritually to the people that you may have in the past, people that are surface or that you were friends just because you've been friends forever. You just may find some of those friendships fall to the wayside. I think that spiritually speaking, the beginning of the year, we're going to recognize that the quick fix doesn't work, right? There's no pill for that. There's no instant mystic pill. There's no one person, faith, religion, teacher, spiritual teacher that has the answer. And what I think we're really going to be realizing is that the answer is within, that we have the answer, and my answer may not be your answer. And because of that, hi, some people have popped in. Justine, let's see who else has come in. Shireen and Giles. Now, spiritually, middle of the year, which is May to August, approximately, I see that we come out of it. And because we no longer, if we've learned the lesson anyway, we're not judging people for their beliefs. Hi, Everett, how you doing? We're not judging people for their beliefs. We can get along with people better. I would see a lot, hi, Kathy. I would see a lot of past life work being done. If you want to say, when's a good time for me to do past life work, I would say between May and August. I feel a lot of past life work getting done. Thank you, guys. I also feel spiritually, we're not going to, well, I'm a teacher, so this may not go well for me, but we're not going to be saying, oh, I need that new class. Hi, Linda, how you doing? I need that new class. I need that new whoopee cushion. I need that new incense. You're going to be recognizing that everything I need, I have within myself. I don't need to go and get it. It's here. I need to spend the time within. I need that quiet time. And so you may find that you're less drawn to go, although if I'm teaching something, please come. You're less drawn to go to classes, workshops, getting the new fabled certification and such. So what about us that are looking to develop certifications? I would say that the more that we could work on helping others to be able to find what they want from within, giving them tools to go within, that's going to be more successful this year. Save those certification programs for 2020 because that's going to be a much more outward year and they will be much more successful. This year is going to be more teaching how to go within. By the end of the year, spiritually, we're going to be... how do I say that? Not taking anything from anybody. We're not going to just accept something because you told me on YouTube, We're going to be very discerning. We're going to be very, thank you guys. We're just going to be very discerning. And we're going to have our passion back. And I think that what we're going to be looking at is our purpose is going to become more clear because we're going inward to figure out what's important to us instead of looking to somebody else to tell us. And if I can tell you one thing that I feel I've learned over the years is that a purpose is a how, not a what. So it doesn't matter what you do. You don't do something to fulfill your purpose necessarily. It's how you do whatever you're doing every day is fulfilling your purpose. Okay. Now, I was asked about climate change and eclipses, and to be honest, I don't know much about them. I can tell you, but I'm going to channel and get you information on them. But I can tell you during a solar eclipse, yes, the solar is eclipsed. So during a solar eclipse, we lose our common sense, but our intuition is really strong. During a lunar eclipse, we lose our intuition and our common sense is strong. But let me see. As you can tell, I don't know much about eclipses. Let me see what my guides have to say, because the question was, how can we use these? So the one eclipse, the solar eclipse, is going on right now. The lunar eclipse is on January 21st. And then we're going to also talk a little bit about climate change. But the question was, how can we use these eclipses to our best? So just bear with me. I'm just going to do a little channeling, because if I don't know, somebody does up there. So we'll see what they have to say. So just bear with me for 1 second. Okay. So you haven't lost the sound. I'm just connecting. You have experienced these eclipses multiple times. We would say this to you. There is a lot of drama about